Hello viewers, today I'm going to teach you about webscraper.io. Webscraper.io is a Chrome extension that you can use in order to scrape websites, say for like static website, social media website, Google searches, Amazon, APIs, blogs, and whatnot. So let's start by installing webscraper.io. You need to go to webscraper.io website, then you have to click on install. First of all, I'll tell you the browser I'm using right now is a Brave browser. Okay, this is compatible with Chrome, Brave, and Firefox. So we'll hit on install. You have to do add to Brave, add extension. So now that our webscraper.io extension is installed, we will start with the hands-on practice. So first of all, I'll tell you how to access web scraper extension. You need to right click on the web page, you need to click on inspect, then you have to go to webscraper.io tab. Okay, here you'll find sitemaps, current sitemaps. Right now there's no current sitemap because I just installed webscraper.io. Then here you'll find some help video tutorials and all. We'll start by creating a new sitemap. So in order to create a new sitemap, we'll copy this website link. Okay, Control C, create new, create sitemap. We'll paste over here. Scrape this site, copy. Let's call this. This will be my scraper name. Scrape this site V1. Let's call it V1. So I'm going to create a sitemap. Now that the sitemap is created, I'm inside the sitemap. Sitemap scrape this site underscore V1. Now we have to write add new selectors. Click on add new selectors. Okay, add new selectors. Let's go to elements. We'll scrape the title of the web page. Say web scraping sandbox. You need to right click on this. You have to click on inspect. See here the web scraper sandbox is hidden in a h1 tag. So we'll right click, control F. Once we control have, we'll type okay. To access this tag, we need to type h1 one of one. See, we found one of one h1 tags, and if you hover over here, so this is our h1 tag. Okay, so I'm going to copy this h1, go to web scraper, then selector id will be page title. Over here, I'm going to put the css selector. In our case, h1 will be our css selector, and what we are going to extract text. So we are going to do data preview. If you click on data preview, see how it effectively captured the title of the web page hidden inside the h1 tag, web scraper sandbox. So similarly we'll save the selector. Now we have one selector over here, but there are other things that I'm going to scrape from the web page. Let's click on this articles. Again, we'll click on this. We'll click on inspect. Okay, then we'll go to okay. If you tick over here in the extreme left corner, there's an icon. You need to click on this. Okay, page title. Page title. So div page. Inside the page, there are multiple divs. Okay, so we'll copy this, control C, control F. You need to type div dot page class. You need page is a class. Page is a um, class tag. So in order to access a class tag, you have to type okay. Div is a tag. So in order to access a div, you have to type div dot class name. Class name in our case is page, so you have to type div dot page. So there are total five divs over here. Inside the div you want the page title. Okay, let's copy this name, page title, control C. But as you can see, the h3 tag is inside the div, so you have to type div dot page space h3 dot page title. Okay, now as you can see, there are 5 tags. Now we have captured the titles, page titles. Similarly, we'll go to web scraper. We'll go and add new selector, control V, page title. Let's call it article title. Okay, we are going to do data preview. As you can see, only first title is extracted. So here you can see multiple types. First record only we have selected, but if you have multiple records in multiple columns, multiple records in one column, let's call it multiple records in multiple columns. See, column count 5 found. Now we'll save the selector, and if we do data preview, see, inside this page there are multiple articles found. Okay, article T1, T2, T3, T4, T5. Okay, now we want the content of this article. We'll right click, go to inspect. You can find it over here. The content you can find it in a p tag. P is paragraph tag. Copy this. Now what we are going to do, inside the div we are going to look for a paragraph tag, control V. You have to fill out this missing spaces with a dot. Okay, now we found 5 paragraphs, 1 2 3 4 5. Similarly, we are going to copy the entire CSS path, go to web scraper, add a new selector, tick, paste over here. Similarly, multiple records in multiple column. We want multiple records in one column actually. And paragraph description. Let's call it paragraph description. And data preview like this. Okay, in one column. We want multiple records in multiple column. Data preview. Great. Data preview, save. Now the scraper is complete. We'll do a data preview. Okay, now we are going to run the scraper. So how do I run this scraper? You have to click on the sitemap. If you tick over here, you will find list of all the sitemap that you have. Right now I have scraped this site underscore v1. We'll go inside this. We'll tick on sitemap, scrape this site underscore v1. You tick on scrape. You have to do start scraping. Once you do start scraping, it will automatically load the web page and scrape the entire thing. Now the scraping is finished. You have to tick on this again, then you have to do export data, export in a .csv file. We'll go to downloads, paste over here. If I go to downloads, double tick on this, see, entire data is scraped from the website. You'll get scraping ID, scraping URL, web page, article 1, article 2, article 3, article 4, and so on. Paragraphs also you'll find over here. Okay. Okay, now that we have scraped one website using CSS selectors, we are going to scrape this Instagram profile using the inbuilt web scraper selectors functionality. So in order to scrape any Instagram profile, you need to log into your Instagram profile first, then only you can scrape other Instagram profile. So let's try and create a scraper for Instagram. You tick on create new scraper, control V. Let's copy this Instagram over here, Instagram underscore v1, create a sitemap. Okay, now you have to add a new selector. If you can see in the selector menu, there's selector. You tick on feed D'Souza, done selecting. You have to extract text. So this will be my account name. Tick on data preview. See, feed D'Souza is captured. Let's save this selector. Tick on add new selector. Again go to select. Now tick on the sub. Let's call this descript. Let's call this subtitle. Okay. Let's call this subtitle. Again select. You need to click on done selecting. Again we have to script text. You tick on data preview. You have extracted successfully the subtitle. Save selector. Now we are going to create a new, sorry, no, add new selector. Tick on select, tick on post, done. Let's call it post. Post is again in a text format. We'll click on data, post you found, save selector. Similarly, I'm going to extract all the details I can find it here in the bio, like 2.2 million followers. We click on done selecting, data preview, 2.2 million followers we found. Let's call it followers. Save the selector, add new selector. We'll click on the description. Select this, the entire description. You tick on done selecting. Let's call it Insta bio. Tick on data preview. Here you have the entire Insta bio and save selector. Now we are going to run the script. Like I told you, you need to log in into your Instagram profile in order to scrape Instagram profiles. So now that the scraping is finished, you need to click on export data in a .csv file. Go to downloads. Now the data is downloaded. We'll tick on Instagram v1 csv. Open this. Now that you see, this is the scraping ID, scraping URL, account name, subtitle, post, followers, and Insta bio. There you have it. This is how you scrape a Instagram profile using webscraper.io. Let's go to google.com. I'm going to teach you how to scrape Google searches. So this is one of the project I carried out in the recent past. So the client asked me to scrape content creators from uh, Instagram. So I use Google search for this. So I'll tell you how I figured out Instagram content creator coaches from google.com. So I use keyword based scraping. I wrote creator content creator coaches. Now I have to write a filter. You have to type site colon Instagram.com. So this way I'll filter on content creator coaches and the will be filtered on Instagram's searches. So now that you see, all the searches I'm getting is filtered on Instagram website. So I'll simply copy this search URL, right click inspect, go to web scraper. Let's create a new scraper. Let's call it Google search v1 scraper. Paste over here, create sitemap. Now I'm going to extract the link. So in order to extract the link of the searches, you need to right click on the searches, tick on inspect, h3, if you see, the link is hidden inside this a tag with the class name. This control C, this control V, you need to tick on a dot v. So there are total 9 searches. Okay, control all, control C, go to web scraper, add new selector, paste over here. But now that you see, if you tick on text and data preview, you'll get the text, but we want URLs. For URLs, you need to click on link. So tick on data preview. Here you got the link. Okay, link. Let's call it search result. Save selector. But as you can see, only one link found. So we want multiple links. Okay. Tick on multiple. Save. Data preview. See, we got all the 9 results from a Google search. Scrape. Start scraping. Now that the scraping is finished, we're going to export data.csv, save it to downloads. There you have it. The scraping ID, this is the scraping URL and this is the search page URL. If I copy this URL, paste it over here, there I have it, the actual web page of a content creator who is a coach from Instagram website. So this is how I carried out the entire project using simple Google searches and webscraper.io. Now I'm going to teach you how to scrape a e-commerce website. Let's start by scraping a Amazon product page. So I'm here in Amazon.in. I'm going to scrape this iPhone 17 product page. Let's go right click, inspect. Let's copy the entire web page URL, web scraper, create new scraper, web URL. We'll simply copy this Amazon underscore v1, create a sitemap, add new selector. Let's call it title, inspect, product title. Now that you see, product title is hidden inside the ID value inside this span tag. So let's call it span. If you have to filter on ID, you have to type Control V, font symbol, and product title. Control C, 1 of 1. Data preview. I have the title of the product. Let's call it title. Save selector. Visit the Apple Store. I want the rating. Right click, inspect. Inspect. Rating is hidden inside this span tag. Inside this, copy this. Control F. Span dot. If you have to filter on class, you have to type dot and remove all the spaces with a dot. 1 of 486. So very first CSS path we found is the rating. Let's go to add new selector, paste over here. We want first record only. Tick on data preview. 4.5 we found. 4.5 will be our rating. You write rating as a ID, save the selector. These are reviews 334. Right click, inspect. 334 over here you found 334 reviews. You have to copy this, control F, span pound symbol, control V, one of two. Copy this, web scraper, add new selector, paste over here, text, data preview, 334. 334 will be my reviews. Save the selector. Okay, we'll scrape the price of the product. Inspect a price whole, span class. Okay, let's copy this class name, control F. Let's type span dot, because it's a class, control V, 1 of 24. Okay, 1 of 24. The very first price I found is the iPhone price, product price. Copy this, go to web scraper, add new selector, control V. This will be again text, so data preview. So this is my price. Okay, let's call it product price. So this is how you use CSS part to extract data from a e-commerce website. About this item again we'll scrape, go to inspect, we want the entire thing, so we'll copy this, control F, UL tag, tick on UL, wait, let me just see, UL dot class, we have to type UL dot unordered list dot, control V, you have to remove the spaces with a dot. Okay, you found one of one, control L, go to web scraper, add new selector, control V, entire thing is text, so data preview, you got all the details. Let's call it about, save. Now we are going to scrape this website. Now that the scraping is finished, we are going to export the data in a .csv file into the downloads. There you have it, the scraping ID, scraping URL, title, rating, reviews, product price, about section, all the things that you scraped. Now I'm going to teach you how to handle pagination. Pagination is mainly on the e-commerce website, mainly products are listed. There are multiple products, so those are paginated as page number 1, 2, 3 and so on. So let's go to Amazon website and we'll try to search for baby products. Once you have the baby products, as you can see, there are baby products are paginated basis of 1, 2 and 3. Now there are numbers. So if you tick on the second page and if you observe the link, it changed from page 1 to page 2. Let's copy this over here. So if you can see, this is a K attribute, K equals baby product, while baby product is a keyword, and this and symbol, then this page equals 2. If you tick on page equals 1, so you'll land on the page number 1. Okay, similarly control V, if you put page equals 3, you'll land on page number 3. Okay, we'll use this trick to scrape multiple pages from e-commerce website Amazon. Let's create a new scraper. Let's call it Amazon underscore v2. Let's copy this URL, paste it over here. Let's call it page 1. If you go towards the your right, there's a plus symbol. Tick on that. You type another URL, page equals 2. You type another URL, page equals 3. We'll scrape up till 5 pages. Page equals 5. Okay. Now that we have a scraper ready, we'll create a sitemap. Add new selector. Now I want all the product listings from these 5 web pages. So what I'll do, I'll tick on this span attribute. Inside the span attribute, I found it over here. I want this link to be extracted from all these listings. Let's simply copy this class, Control F. This is hidden inside a tag, a dot. You have to remove all the spaces with a dot. That way only you can highlight the element. So okay, now as you can see, one of 66 listings are found. One of 66 listings are found. I'm going to copy this path, go to my web scraper, add new selector, Control V, have to type listings, and this time I want links. Okay, data preview. See, I got one URL only. You have to tick on multiple. We are expecting multiple. As you can see on the first page I got 66, so I was expecting 66. So same way, now we got 66 listings. You tick on save. Now this same scraper will run for straight 5 pages. You have to tick on scrape. Here, if in the request interval, you can edit this request interval by 3, page load delay by 3 seconds, start scraping. So it started with page 5, then page 4, page 3, and so on. Now it's back to the page number 1. Now the scraping is finished. We are going to export the data in a .csv file into the downloads. Just go to downloads, tick on this. Now that you can see, we found all the listing. The first one is the scraping ID. This is the scraping URL, and these are the actual listings. Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to scrape APIs. If you can see, while web scraping you have to deal with lot of APIs. So this is one API. This is giving me the IP address of my system. Control C, Control All, Control V. Okay, so this is the IP of my system. I'm going to inspect. Okay, go to network tab. I'm going to refresh this page. So this is in a JSON format. I'm getting the details. So similarly, I'll create a new scraper, Control C, web scraper, create new scraper, create sitemap, paste over here, underscore v1, copy this URL, paste over here, create sitemap, add new selector, and I'm simply going to tick on this. This is in a pre-attribute. So right click. So let's go to web scraper. Let's simply type pre. This is the only content that I have. So I'm getting the IP. Okay, let's call it IP. Save selector. IP should be at least IP address. Let's call it IP address. Data preview have we already done. Save selector. Scrape. Start scraping. The page is already scraped. We are going to export the data in a .csv file into the downloads. Go to downloads. Tick on this. We have the IP address over here. So this is how you can extract data from APIs also. Now here I am on this scoopwhoop.com, one of the blogs. I'm going to teach you how to scrape a blog. Okay, similarly, right click, inspect. Let's copy this scoopwhoop. Go to web scraper, create new sitemap. Let's call it scoopwhoop underscore v1. Let's copy the blog URL, paste it over here, create a sitemap. Now we'll start by scraping the breadcrumbs. So these are the breadcrumbs over here. Breadcrumbs are mainly, this is a unordered list. Okay, inside the unordered list we have a list span li span. Okay, control C, control F, ul dot contains, we have to remove the right white spaces with a dot. This is a unordered list of one of one. You have to tick on heli. Inside heli we want the span A. Tick on A. Okay, home entertainment, this is coming from home entertainment. Just copy this breadcrumb, go to web scraper, add new selector, tick on this data preview. You have only home because there are multiple selectors. First record only, multiple records in multiple columns. Tick on this entertainment. Okay, we want up till 2. Let's click on data preview. Okay, text, this will be breadcrumb. Save selector. Now we are going to scrape the category of the block. Tick on inspect. Here you have it, the category of the block, article tags. Inside article tags, p tag, p dot control v, article tags. One of one you got, control all, control C. We'll go to web scraper. We'll add new. Let's type category. Tick on data preview. This will be my category. Save the selector. Let's inspect the time that the article is created. Okay, article published. Control C, control F. This is hidden inside a p tag by the class name this. P dot class name. Copy this web scraper. Tick on add new selector, data preview. This is again text. Okay, we'll call it published date. Save selector. Just copy the article name, article title, control C, control F, div dot class name, h1. H1 is the heading. Web scraper, add new selector, paste over here, data preview. Let's call this title, article title. Save the selector. She is the author of the blog. Tick on inspect. Article author, control C, div dot class name. Copy this one of one, results found. Go to web scraper, add new, control V, data preview. You got the author also. Tick on author. Just type author. Save the selector. Now we want the content. For the content we want the entire thing. So entire content you can find inside this div. Full article content full. Copy this div dot class name. You have to remove the white spaces with, replace the white spaces with a dot. Okay, we have one of one. The entire article you can scrape. This is again in a text format. The entire article you have it. Content. Save selector. We are going to run the scraper now. Okay, now that the scraping is finished, we are going to export the data in a .csv file inside the downloads. Let's go to downloads, double tick on this, and there we have it. This is the scraping ID, the scraping URL, this is the breadcrumb number 2, then there's category, publish date, article, title, then we have the author, and then the content. So this is how you can scrape a entire blog using webscraper.io. Now we have come to the final section of the video. In this section, I'm going to scrape a fundraiser from impactguru.com. So I'm here on the impactguru.com. I'll go to any of this fundraiser campaigns. Okay, now I'm going to scrape this campaign in the next 10 minutes. So right click, inspect, just copy this Impact Guru web scraper, create new scraper, Impact Guru, just call it Impact Guru V1. This will be my campaign URL, Control V, create new sitemap. Let's close this. This will be my campaign title, inspect, campaign title, Control C, Control F. If it's a ID, you need to use the font symbol H1, H1 ID, campaign title, web scraper, add new selector, paste over here, data preview. This is again text, so we'll copy this campaign title. This will be my column name going forward. So this is a medical campaign, tick on this medical. Okay, label and label, this is a label. Okay, let's see, 1% funded in 185 days. Right click this, inspect, 1% in the percent text. This is again a ID, inside it text tag. If it's a ID, font symbol, Control V, percent text, 1 of 1. So go to web scraper, add new selector, Control V, let's call it percent text data preview, only 1% amount is raised, save selector. So in 185 days, let's extract the goal amount is this, goal amount is this, raise percent, this is the goal amount. Let's copy this, Control C, Control F. This is a span tag dot class name, 1 of 1. Go to web scraper, add new selector, paste over here, data preview of 5 CR. So this campaign is looking for 5 CR in rupees. So this will be my goal amount. Save. I got the goal amount. Now I want a raised amount. Inspect, custom raised amount class. You have to take on span dot class name, 1 of 1. This will be my raised amount. Add new selector, text, Control V, data preview. I got the raised amount. Let's copy this raised amount over here, save selector. Now total 329 donors. I want this also, inspect, 329 donors. Custom campaign donors nav. We'll copy this, Control C, Control F. This is hidden inside a tag, custom donors tag, Control V. You have to remove the blank spaces with a dot. We got 329 donors highlighted. We go to add new selector, paste over here, data preview. You got the donors, copy this donors, paste over here, save selector. Let's scroll down. What else can we scrape? What else can we scrape? So total 150 shares you got across media. So we are going to copy this counter span dot counter grid text. You have to remove the white spaces with a dot, one of one. Go to web scraper, add new selector, paste over here. This is again text 156. Let's call it shares. Save selector. Then campaigner details we are going to scrape. This one is a campaigner. Yeah. So description, control F, div dot class name description. We got 4. So we want the first one. First one, details card flex one. We are going to copy this div class. Inside the div we are going to put the another div css path we are going to make. So again we got one of 4. Just copy the entire thing, go to web scraper, add new selector, paste over here. We want the first record only, so this will be my campaigner. Let's copy campaigner details from here, paste it over here, save selector. Now similarly we want beneficiary details. Right click, inspect, description, div dot class, description, control C, div dot class name description, um, div dot description. The second description is of a beneficiary. Add new selector, paste over here, multiple records in one column. Just call it multiple records in column count 2, text, uh, description. Let's call it description. Paste over here, data preview. We'll get 2 description. Description 1 will be my campaigner, while the description 2 will be my beneficiary. Save selector. If you see the data preview, our scraper is getting ready. Campaign title, percentage text, goal amount, raised amount, donor, shares, campaigner details. Description 1 will be my campaigner, description 2 will be my beneficiary. And similarly we'll scroll down, read more. So here is the latest update, dear donors. If you scroll down, yeah, updates. I'll just continue. I'm going to teach you how to extract the image URL also. Tick on image, right click, inspect. Let's copy this ID, img tag, font symbol, 3 of 3. There are total 3 images. Okay, copy this css path, add new selector, paste over here. All these are links, multiple links. We'll call campaign image, images, data preview, no data extracted, no data extracted. Let's go back and check what went wrong. We want, okay, this is inside src attribute. Let's go to element attributes, and here you need to mention src attribute. First record, multiple records we want. Now if you check data preview, we got all the images associated. Since there are 3 images, we'll mention 3. Data preview, we got the images respective to the campaign. Save selector. Now that our scraper is created, we are going to scrape this data. This request time interval you can decide as per your requirement. Now that the scraping is finished, we are going to export the data in a .csv file inside the downloads. Let's go to downloads. We'll open this .csv. We got this detail scraped. This will be my scraping IDs. This will be my scraping URL. This is the campaign title, percentage text, goal amount, raised amount, donor shares. This is my campaigner details, beneficiary details, image 1, 2, and 3. So this is how you can use web scraper to scrape any website. Bye.